Welcome to Home Buyers School, brought to you by Brookfield Residential.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another edition of Home Buyers School. Today I'm joined by Eddie D'Ambrosio, real estate agent with RE/MAX Elite. And today the question we're going to answer is, what are the pros and cons of buying a home that needs renovation or upgrades? So Eddie, let's say I found a really nice home in a great location, but it needs a lot of touch-up. So what are some of the pros and cons of buying a house that needs those touch-ups?
Well, one of the pros might be a price point. Oftentimes, properties that need a little bit more work, require some renovation, they're typically priced a little bit lower in the marketplace than a move-in ready property. So I think price is a really good consideration with a property that needs a little bit of work.
But wouldn't the opposite say, while it's priced lower, the amount of work that would be required to bring it up to, I guess, maybe your standard or even a code standard would be a little bit higher than what you're actually paying for?
Yeah, and it very well could be, and I think that's actually one of the factors that brings those properties' value down a little bit is that unknown. So there are just going to be fewer people that are comfortable with delving into that risk of what are renovation costs. And so you see that a property needs a new kitchen, knowing what that cost is so important so that you can factor that into the budget. And so for a lot of people, they're not comfortable with that. And so if maybe that is what you're thinking of doing to a property, you might be able to get a better price on that home.
How, would something like a home inspector be something that you'd want to take a look at in terms of just going through the house and seeing what are some of the costs that you'd need to apply as well, right?
Definitely, yeah, definitely a home inspector is a great idea, especially with these older properties that require renovations, because one of the risks associated with older homes needing more work is that they may need more surprise work as well. So that's where a good property inspector comes in, because they are equipped with the experience and the tools to be able to determine maybe some of the more higher cost hidden items that may need to be addressed.
In your opinion, do you have a couple of key things that you want to take a look at in terms of something that needs renovations or upgrades that would, you'd go into a new home or a resale home, figure, okay, these are the things that I really need to look at. If they don't have these things, then it probably isn't for me.
Yeah, and I think that can vary a little bit, just depending on the buyer. It just depends on your experiences and your abilities. If you're a great painter and you see a property that just needs some paint, that's a great opportunity for you to negotiate a lower price on the property and then complete some of that work yourself. But I think a great starting point is the location of that property. Yeah. Does the location make sense? Is that a hot area or a slower area? And then the bones. We always say the bones of the property. What's the structure like? How's that layout? Is it something that you can work with and make into your dream home? Yeah.
Is there a point where you say, I really like this location, I like the neighborhood that I'm in, but I don't like this house? So is it like, would you recommend tearing certain houses down after you purchase it and just rebuilding it, or is that cost is just too much?
Well, in some communities, that is so common. We see that with the infill conversation quite a bit now. And so if you live in one of those really popular central communities, then infill definitely is a great consideration. If you maybe live a little bit further out in a newer community, then that's typically not really going to be an option to just tear down and build new. And that's where renovating is very popular.
Yeah. Are there any other pros and cons of buying a home that needs renovations or upgrades that you can add?
Well, you know what? The brilliance with finding a property that needs a little bit of work is that if you're up for the task, you can get a great price and make that home truly your dream home. You have a chance to completely refinish it the way you want. So I think that's a huge pro and why I love helping clients with these renovation buys.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, Eddie. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
That's another edition of Homebuyer School. Tune in next time for more expert tips and tricks. And visit homebuyerschool.ca to bring you one step closer to finding your dream home. As with everything, it would be great if you like and share our videos. Also, please let us know if you have any home buying questions you want us to answer.